Alright guys, what's going on? Hope you're doing good. Welcome back to the channel. And yes, we are going to be talking about the Summer Wells case. And I am sorry about, I'm going to try to speak up. I have to apologize on my last video. Everybody's saying, well, my last couple of videos, everybody's saying that my audio is real low. I'll try to speak up. But I've got to get some, I guess, lapel mics. That way I can Bluetooth. I can use a microphone and my audio will come in a little bit better, guys. So I'm going to look at getting some of those little lapel mics that will Bluetooth to my phone. But hopefully you can hear me. And I'm going to be talking about a couple things in this video related to the Summer Wells case. One thing crossed my mind today as I was driving down the road, and that was Candace's red Subaru. Out of all things to think about in the Summer Wells case, right? I noticed that her and Dawn are driving some beat up Humpty pickup truck. And what happened to the Subaru, guys? I don't think I heard what happened to it. I mean, did it break down? I have not seen it on the property. I mean, you can't really see that well from the road anyway, but I don't know. I think someone said maybe it broke down or something like that. Now, let me ask you this, because there's a lot of theory going around. People are speculating that, Dawn may have sold Summer Wells for drugs. Did they do the same thing with the Subaru? Where is the Subaru? Now, if you know what happened to the Subaru and you want to comment in the comment section, I would love, if you know what happened to it, I would love to know, because that, for some reason, that hit me today, and I'm like, wait a minute. You got Dawn and Candace driving this beat up Humpty truck up in, Gate City and Duffield, Virginia, and they're just driving this old pickup truck, and they've not been driving the red car for what, a couple months. So I mean, as I was talking about it with somebody today, I was just like, there's speculation that they may have sold Summer or trafficked her. Wonder if they sold the Subaru for substances, you know what I mean? So just a question. So if you know factually what happened to the red Subaru, it's picking at my brain. So I would love to know. I would love to know, guys. And we're coming up on a bunch of stuff, information coming out that the TBI is wanting to look at the Wells property, and more than likely down there around Ben Hill Road. I guess maybe around the mailbox where that bench is now, like that memorial bench. So maybe they're looking down there. A lot of stuff going to be happening, I guess. I don't know if the Facebook post on Find Summer Wells was, just a big prank or what. I doubt they would prank people and involve the TBI in the prank. I doubt they would do that. So there's probably a lot of legitimacy to this. And I stop and think about some of the things that Dawn has said, because like if someone's arrested, right guys, if someone is arrested, it takes me back to when Chris McDonough asked Dawn Wells, would you like to see whoever done what to Summer Wells or Summer, would you like to see them go to prison? And boy, he hauled around and fell back on religion. And at first it seems like he was trying to avoid it or dance around the question. But Chris McDonough came back and just, point blank asked him, and he hauled around and said, I don't know. Let me play it for you guys. Let me just play it for you.
So what do you think should happen? What do you think should happen? I have to leave it to God, you know, and I know what prison's like. And I have mercy for anybody who's in prison, because you're lucky if you get out of there alive.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So would you want to see this person in prison?
I don't know if I could do that.
So there you go. I mean, that's one of the very suspicious things that sticks out to me with what may go down. Now, nothing may happen at all, guys. TBI may go out there and, you know, we may be back at square one again. But I don't know. It just, everybody feels like now that, you know, TBI is wanting to go out there and search a specific area, I guess a specific area. Maybe something's up. And, you know, if someone or some people are arrested for what happened this summer, that response from Don Wells really, you know, it's really coming back home to roost, if you will. So, very interesting, guys. I mean, there's several people. I mean, let's just go through the list here. I mean, people have speculated Don. They speculated Candace. They speculated Grandis. They have speculated Hunter, Andy Bernard. They've speculated Jody Sue. Man, they you know, a lot of people. Chad Arnold. But, and I've noticed something, guys. I've noticed something. Well, YouTube's gotten real quiet since they, you know, since the Wells posted that post on Find Summer Wells Facebook page. YouTube's gotten kind of real quiet. Jody Sue's looking for privacy. I went to go take a gander at her YouTube page, and she made a post or something about wanting some privacy for her and Little, with everything kind of going down. It's getting really quiet, guys, really. But I mean, you really, you know, you've been on YouTube for the last 4 years since she's been gone, causing a big stink and trying to get people to understand you. You know, it's a little too late to ask for a little bit some privacy, I think now, you know, being a public figure on YouTube and social media in the Summer Wells case, putting yourself out there like that. It's a little too late in my opinion, Jody Sue. So, kind of stupid if you ask me. But, yeah, it kind of makes me wonder. A lot of people are kind of getting quiet. Got Jody Sue asking for some privacy. Has anybody heard from Andy Bernard? Is he, because he used to like bounce in and out of these live streams, you know, in the chat. It'd be good to hear from old Andy Bernard. I'm not accusing anybody of doing anything anyway. Just it seems, you know, when I'm like judging the temperature of the room, if you will, it just seems like, you know, seems like something's going on. People are getting quiet. Something's up. So, again, who knows when TBI is going to be out there. You know, could be this week, could be next week, could be a month from now. I don't think it'd be too long. Just for the sheer fact is, you know, stuff like this, they've got to act on it in a timely manner, or it'd look bad on them. Thing is, do they got to get some equipment ready to take out there? And you know, once TBI goes out there, you do know that the news is going to be all over Beach Creek. They're going to be all up in Beach Creek when TBI gets out there. So it's going to definitely be a fiasco. But you know, Jody Sue Brown asking for privacy and all this stuff. I mean, I ain't gonna bother her or nothing. But I mean, I talk about her on YouTube a little bit. But everybody's talked about her on YouTube, and she. I mean, come on YouTube for the last 4 years and you know, and involve yourself on social media in the Summer Wells case, and you put yourself out there, you know, and now you ask for privacy. seems like you'd be like on YouTube going, I've tried to tell you the last 4 years. But she's wanting privacy. Weird. Very, very strange, guys. Very strange. Let's see, what else? I really can't think of anything else going down in the Summer Wells case. The graveyard across the street from Dawn and Candace's. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, not heard anything about the graveyard across the street. Been down there a few times, just kind of checking out the place, looking for police activity. I mean, y'all see me down there. But it's just kind of interesting that we went from talking about the graveyard to actually back across the street over to Wells' property. Dawn and Candace, well, it's actually Dawn's property. I guess his mommy left it to him when she died. But yeah, it went from everybody kind of talking about the graveyard because Andy said, he's not afraid to admit it that Summer could be over there in that graveyard, to now the TBI is wanting to look actually on the property where Summer Wells lived, right? Very interesting, guys, very interesting. So again, I'm going to be monitoring the situation, bring you what I can when I hear it. If you're on Beach Creek and you want to reach out to me, you can reach me at, DawnBTrueCrime@gmail.com. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to kind of see what happens maybe this coming week and next week. Be very, very interesting, guys. What will be even more interesting is if there are arrests made in the case very soon. That will be very, very interesting. That'd be like icing on the cake, cherry on top, The bear discovering the honey in the tree, you know what I mean? So, be very interesting, guys. Got a lot of stuff coming up, and I'm going to keep my ears glued. I'll monitor the situation the best I can and bring you what I can, and we'll just leave it at that. So, stay tuned. There probably will be a lot coming out, a lot of breaking news. With Jody Sue asking for privacy and stuff like that, I think something's up, guys. I think something's up. So we'll see what pans out. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for watching my coverage of the Summer Wells case. It's a very disturbing case. A lot of disturbing stuff has come out. A lot of disturbing live streams involving the parents over the last 4 years. It's just this case is just very disturbing, So anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. I appreciate all the support, and appreciate you for tuning in. So go down there and drop in comments. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm hitting the nail on the head again? Do you think I'm right about everything I'm saying? Do you think I'm making some good points? Thank you, guys. Get down there and drop in comments. I'll see you on the next video.